Hi everybody, Stephanie Whitehouse here with your smart gardening tip. And this morning we are talking about lavender. It's July and it's hot, but one of the favorite things or favorite plants that we love here at the garden center that's blooming at this time of year is lavender. Lavender is one of those great plants that is a perennial. It's hardy here for in central New York, and it's just kind of a no-brainer plant. We love it because it has a really great foliage cover, gets some really good size for you in the garden, and is actually pretty low maintenance as long as you don't kill it with kindness. We find a lot of people come into the garden center and they talk to us about how their lavender is either looks like it's wilting or doesn't look like it's looking all that great in the garden, is tending to kind of flop over or isn't coming into bloom. A lot of times that's because people haven't decided to plant their lavender in the right spots. Lavender, being native to the Mediterranean, actually prefers to have some pretty not so great soil conditions to actually be able to thrive. It likes soil that has really good drainage, so gritty, sandy soils. It also hates to have its feet wet. So if you have clay soil in your garden, you're going to want to make sure that you amend it with some compost, some soil conditioner, and maybe even a little bit of grit or sand to kind of aid with that moisture retention. So there are two different types of lavender. A lot of people tend to use it because they love the smell, they love the flowers. And there's two different types. There's angustifolia, or your English type. Those are wonderful varieties like Hitcoat and Munstead. They're good because they tend to stay a little bit more compact in their growth habit. They're going to create nice, rounding, mounded plants that are about 3 feet in diameter. And the flowers that they produce are really nice, short, compact, and high with oil content that's a really nice high quality. So your English types are going to be great for cooking, for culinary purposes, as well as for harvesting those oils to make lip balms, soaps, and any sort of other bath products. The other type of lavender that we have is intermediate type, so your French type. Those are going to be varieties such as Provence, Grosso, and my personal favorite, Phenomenal. Phenomenal is wonderful because it has great silver foliage, an excellent winter hardiness, and has really uniform growth habits from plant to plant to plant. I've seen it at Lockwood Lavender Farm. It's been planted in rows, and they all look like wonderful little tin soldiers all lined up all nicely together. Phenomenal is also pretty great, and a lot of the other French types are wonderful too because their flower heads and flower stems are exceptionally long. You also get a nice longer bloom as compared to the English types. So these are really great for crafting, for making things like lavender wreaths, for drying, for harvesting and just kind of putting into potpourris, as well as for doing lavender wands. Lavender Phenomenal is also pretty great because, ironically, you can use it for culinary purposes because the oil content is pretty darn great too. So I hope you learned something a little new about lavender today. Make sure that you keep your soil really well drained. Pick a variety that you like. There's a whole wider range of varieties here at the garden center. We're always getting new varieties in a range of colors and purples, blues, pinks, and even some whites. So check it out. If you have questions, stop on by. And until next time, this is your smart gardening tip.